lose my shit for the rest of the day. Tension side and your compression side.
All right, let's have a chat. Could think of plenty of other places I would rather be on a Friday morning than getting an MRI of my left femur. But we're here. We're gonna go in and get this bone scanned, see what's going on, and then make a plan from there. So let's get in there, let's get the MRI and see what's happening. Okay, scan's done. Appointment with the physio on Tuesday morning. So we will wait and see what the results are and if I have a bone stress injury in my left femur.
Just got the call from the physio with the results from the MRI, and the results are not good. So probably going to lose my shit for the rest of the day if I'm perfectly honest, which I always try to be. Lose my shit for the rest of the day.
Do you know what a huge mistake I make really often, if you just look behind me, is I think I can ride trails that I can run, and it's just absolutely not the case. The next worst thing I can do from running and putting load through my femur is hiking up and down hills with a bike. So gonna bail on this, go find something flatter so that I can actually just ride and not do any hiking. Well, that sucks. Guess we're going back to the car. There's a detour sign in there. Bike riding as an activity, oh man, that was hard.
your tension side and your compression side. So the tension side is your high risk, your compression side is your low risk. So if you had one on the tension side, the high risk area, we're more likely to. You feel generally like one old guy just walked around with his gown open all day, just flashing, and then we just cross them off as we go.
All right, let's have a chat. So, I have been diagnosed with a grade 3 bone stress reaction or bone stress injury, depending on what you want to call it, in my left femoral shaft. So your femur is your biggest bone in your body, this one. It's not the socket, which is really good. It's the shaft, it's here. It's on the best side of the shaft. It is a few stages before it becomes a stress fracture, which then becomes a little bit more serious. But as an injury, it's not serious. The serious part is that in the last 18 months, I've had one in my right femoral shaft, and then I've had a flare-up of that same injury, and now I've got one in my left femoral shaft. I'm really going to have to get an answer as to why this is happening. Last time it happened, I went and saw a sports doc who I'm seeing in a couple of weeks again, and she went through absolutely everything that could potentially be a red flag, and we didn't find anything. Had a blood test, and when you get a blood test for bone issues, it's not your usual blood test. They test about 12 to 15 different markers. Everything came back perfect. Slightly low in iron, which is pretty typical for vegetarians, and I've been supplementing for iron ever since. But apart from that, nothing scary in the blood tests. Had DEXA scans, which scan your bones and reveal your bone density. Bone density was totally normal, which was another thing we could cross off the list. Everything we went through, from what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, how I'm exercising, how I'm recovering, family medical history, all of that sort of stuff. And the sports doctor and I could not come up with any explanation, not even something worth talking about. So last time this happened, she referred me on to a bone specialist, and she said, look, it's up to you if you want to go see this person. I decided not to because it was my first bone issue. And at that stage I was like, it's just one of those things. This time I'm definitely going to be seeing that bone specialist, and I'm going to be seeing a blood specialist, because there is something going wrong within my system in how my bones are breaking down, as they do whenever you do exercise, but then how they're repairing or rejuvenating themselves. That's where we're at, straight out of the physio, straight delivered to the camera. I'm feeling absolutely terrified, and I'm terrified for two reasons here. I'm terrified because of the amount of work that this is going to require of me, and this is something that is common for me, is I do get quite scared of upcoming work. It's a self-protection thing, I guess. Everyone has it, but yeah, I'm genuinely very terrified of how much work I'm going to have to put in, but I'm up for it. The other thing that I'm even more scared of is that we don't find an answer, we don't find an issue. I'm at the stage where whatever the issue is, I want to find it, because without finding a definitive answer to this question in my bones, I'm not going to be able to confidently go through the rehab, get better, and get back to running and have confidence to do all of that. The other thing, slightly lower down on my I'm scared list, is some of the conversations that I'm going to have. This is a big one, getting it out there publicly and talking about it. I've already had conversations with family and friends. Some of them were easy, some of them were hard. People have different levels of understanding of this lifestyle of ultra running. And depending on the person's level of understanding, it can be easy or really difficult to explain why I love it so much, and how this injury that I have received is not at all a product of running. The vast majority of people that take up running and do the complete wrong thing, do everything wrong, will not have a double femoral shaft bone stress reaction. I don't know anyone in my running community, which is global, who has had this issue, and my physio doesn't either. So this is definitely abnormal, and I don't want, to be sitting here and giving running a bad name, because running is good for you. It's good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health. And this is not at all something that is going to happen to the vast majority of people that take up running, even if you do the complete wrong thing. So that's where we're at. I've definitely had a lot of negative thoughts, but that is all part of it. And I've now arrived at a place where I know that I'm up for the challenge, and I know how much this lifestyle means to me. And we're just going to do what we always do when things go wrong in our lives. We're going to lean on people around us. We're going to lean on ourselves and show ourselves how powerful we are. And we're going to work with professionals in all the different fields that I want to and I need to work with to be able to make myself better. So I'll be working with physios, sports doctors, medical doctors, and I'm also going to add into my team through this process a sports psychologist. I've worked with regular psychologists in the past, but I've never worked with a sports psych, and it's something that I'm really excited about. So yeah, they're going to help me not to ditch, negative thoughts, because we can't live life without having negative thoughts, but how to manage them and turn them into something that is not holding me back or damaging my progress. So yeah, I'm really excited to start that journey, because something that I'm really interested in this lifestyle is the mental side of it. And it's a huge draw card for the running lifestyle for me. So yeah, that's the plan. Thanks for listening. This is a very heavy situation for me, and a big part of me wants to say this is a first world problem, and that's something that gets said a lot, but I live in the first world and I have a problem, so it's a first world problem. I want you to know, whatever problems you're having, whether they're first world problems or wherever you live, you're justified to feel however you feel. Never hide your feelings, definitely not from yourself and your close circle of family and friends. Talk about things, get them out, and work with your network in strategizing how you can navigate not only how you're feeling, but how you become better, because that will empower you, but it will also empower those around you, and it will make your relationships even stronger than they already are. So that's my plan. I'm going to take it week by week. I'm going to do all the right things. I'm going to tick every single box, and I'm going to bring you along for the ride, and we're going to find out what is going wrong. What's going wrong between me doing what I do and my bones not being able to handle it. Hope you're excited. I'm excited. This is going to be really interesting, and it's going to be an adventure. And in the meantime, let's get on that rehab. Let's ride the bike like it's nobody's business, and let's work our way back to jogging and dig in.